Channel update incoming.
Shut up and sit down.
Hey guys, so I've decided that I need to sort things out. I've always gone on about how, sorry, my hair was a bit messy. I've always gone on about how, because I don't tend to settle, the work that I did, it takes me around places, so I never really had a permanent setup. However, I've recently changed my job and I'm now still doing the same work, but I'm now actually settled. I had a contract for nearly 4 months just before Christmas, based in Wales, and really enjoyed it, and they really liked me and they offered me to stay, which I declined at the time. Then I took a Christmas break, and then I decided, actually, although it's a little bit less money, I will still be earning enough money to make a good living and get some savings. But sometimes the stability is good. That stability will enable me to do my hobby, which is obviously painting, modelling, crafting. I feel that the world of miniatures is changing. The things like Twitch is giving more possibilities to people, and also I feel I'm getting to the level. Although I'm not a great painter, I refuse to call myself a great painter, but I will acknowledge that I have enough skills that I can pass them on. I also enjoy, I'm loving the YouTube. It's brilliant. There are issues around YouTube which you'll find all over the internet, monetization, etc. I've never been into YouTubing for the money. Obviously, if I can gain money from that, then I will. Obviously, I'm not going to turn away something for free. But I'm also seeing Twitch as something that's, it's very good at the moment, but I think it's going to get better. I think it's going to be the way to go, but I don't want to let go of YouTube. Now, all my videos to date have been quite sporadic. I've started projects which I haven't been able to finish. So I've decided that as I'm now able to settle down permanently, I can get myself sorted out. I found I'm losing and damaging a lot of stuff by moving. Now I can organise things, and everything's more organised. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my setup with you. Excuse me. Obviously, I've not got the equipment of a professional, and some of it might look a little bit odd. But it works, and over time I can look at ways of improving and make those improvements as I feel I've made improvements so far. Go back about a year and a half ago, I was filming all of my YouTube videos from the integrated camera on the PC, and then I updated the PC to something that had a little bit more memory and a better camera. Then I purchased a webcam, which you can see there. Excuse me. And then what I've now done is I've bought another webcam, which is a little bit better. I actually bought that camera so that I could put the camera onto the spray booth, but in the end decided to use the better camera, and we'll use a not so good one for the webcam, for the spray booth. I've got a couple of things coming over the next couple of days. I'm sorry, I actually forgot to put the headphones on. If the quality, I'll play this back And if the quality's poor, I mean, it's going to be different. Let me just pop the headphones on. Right, so right, I'm gonna, yeah, I'm right, sorry, I'm gonna stop the video there, and then I'm just gonna have to do some editing later on. I'm just gonna have a little look at the quality, if the quality of this is okay, which obviously you've been watching it, so you'll already know if it's okay. If you're watching, this is a bit of a paradox. If you're not watching this, do you know what I mean? Right. I just realised actually that was a bit of a stupid comment because I'd already done the introduction without headphones, so I knew it was going to be right because I played that back already. So anyway, this just shows what my videos are like. So yeah, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick studio tour. It's an absolute mess because I'm still setting things up. I have three views. That the software I'm using is OBS, which I think means, cannot remember what it means. OBS Studio. It basically it's a recording, webcam recording software, which is available on open source, so you don't pay for it. I might look at other things. Recently, I was playing with some software. I actually bought the registration for Sparko Soft. Greg's cup today because it's a bigger mug. It's like a double-sized cup. Sparko Cam enables you to use your digital SLR as a webcam. Unfortunately, you couldn't use the other. It was very difficult to use the different scenes. Whereas this, it's got scene switching. I use the mouse, but I can set up shortcut keys, so I can just, and you can't see my arms at the keyboard, so I can just go click, 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 and do things. So obviously this is stuff that I can play with. So this is, I have this set up on three scenes. The scene that you're looking at the moment is introductions. There is a bit of an issue with my PC. All of my what I have to do, for some reason, the first couple of seconds it either doesn't record or it records in poor quality. So I've got two sources. I'm just going to pop them up now. This is what I actually record, and then after about 5 seconds I remove this bit, and then I remove that, and away I go. And then afterwards I cut that first bit off, so you may find the occasional black bit, but it's not a problem. So the next view that I've got, I'm just going to move my my keyboard. You can see in front of me there's a camera. Above me I've got my fantastic light, but as you can see it's extremely bright, so to get good video really I need to sort of have it around about, what's that bit there? Oh, it's the beam. So yeah, I really need to have that above me. The problem with that is it doesn't, because I've got the camera there looking straight down, obviously it creates a shadow, so I bought another LED light. It's a really cheap one from BM stores. It's I suppose it's the English version of well, it wouldn't be Walmart because they're like a supermarket. They do all sorts of things. It's like Poundland with more expensive products. So I'm going to switch to this other camera. This is I'll show you where this goes later on, but this will enable me to show you what I've got. So you can see this is my view. So obviously, look, I'm obviously right. So this light I say it's only a cheapy light, and it does the power supply. Sorry, I have this set upside down, so you can see the power supply. It's actually charged by USB, but you just turn it on, and what that just provides enough light, just so that I can start painting again. So this is my. You see, I got a poster. I bought the Sly Marbo last week, and above that I got given that poster ages ago. So I'm going to start, the posters are going to move so that obviously this is the view you've got. I've not got massively long cables, so this is sort of the view you have. So the background over there is where I'm going to pop all the posters, so you'll be able to see them. Sorry, I keep right, so next to me I've got, you won't see any of this, this is why it's a mess. I've got my printer in the corner, which I really do need that printer. And then on the table next, you see I've got my compressor for the airbrush. Treated myself to a little spray out pot. I found that a lot more useful. And then on the windowsill for the window, and next to that, I've got all the things that I associate with spraying. So you see I've got all my I've got my primers in the corner there, my airbrush cleaners, varnishes. I always spray varnishes where I can, and I've got some old Citadel primers. I've got my mask in the over there, obviously when I'm spraying. I can put that on, and then I've got my spray booth, and then just here is where I pop the camera, so that when I'm spraying, you can see there that you've got so now when I'm spraying, I can actually show you what I'm spraying. I can actually be, you know, as I'm going. And all I do is I take this big lamp, the one that's out of shot, and I just move it around, and there you can see you've now got good lighting. Next to the spray booth, this is all going to be cleared off, and this is going to become a separate area. I'm going to be working on a project where we start from from nothing, and we stick to a strict budget. So I'm actually going to be buying everything. So I don't want to draw on. I mean, I've spent years building up all my models. You see, I've got all. There's a load of Citadels there. I've just started getting into Vallejo paints. I've got more Citadels there. Over there you can see more Citadels, more Vallejos over there. You see I've got my heater down there. I've got boxes full of models. Sorry, drawers full. I've got my camera over there, which I bought to photograph models. Over there you can see loads more boxes. This is actually my bedroom, so I'm being quite over there in the corner. That's my bed, my wardrobe, and you can see my bright yellow jacket over there for work. So yeah, all this equipment, brushes and everything, I've spent ages building that up. So if I'm going to be doing like a series of videos on I'm going to switch back now, just for the moment. So yeah, if I'm going to be doing a series of videos on painting with a strict budget, it wouldn't be fair for me to use all the things that I've already bought. So I'm going to keep a separate area. It's actually over there now. Yeah, so we'll keep everything separate so that my budget stuff is all separate. We've got, let me go back to the spray booth camera. Behind me, you can see you've got a big toolbox there. In the bottom, you've got all my power tools. So I've got a jigsaw in there, which I've adapted into a paint bottle shaker. The one in the middle, that's sort of, if I'm working on a project, that's what's keeping the bits. Because I've now got a permanent setup, that's become quite irrelevant now. And then you see the bigger box, that's all my basing equipment. So I've got rolls of cork, basing paste, glues, flocks, rocks, sand, everything that goes with it basically. As well as something I did want to do a video on it was like one of those one of those plug-in static grass applicators. I've used that a couple of times. I think it's absolutely brilliant. And then finally, right behind me, you can see there, that's my desk. I am self-employed, and I am still self-employed. So obviously I need to do my accounts and things, and I'm very OCD when it comes to money, so I like to keep on track of my accounts every week. I actually make, got a Filofax which I use for my diary, and I make custom diary pages because of the information I need to write down for my duties. So I print all of them off. I do everything over there. I need to buy another laptop because obviously at the moment I've got one laptop and it's fixed. So and then I'm going to be putting some shelves up. I've got some paint pot holders coming tomorrow from Amazon. I just bought the one just to see if it was any good. If it is, then I'll buy probably 3 or 4 more. So that'll get all of my paints organised. So on to the project for YouTube. My New Year's I've made 2 New Year's resolutions this year. One of them was to clear the backlog of things that I've bought and not actually done. I buy too much plastic. I buy, but probably like everybody out there. So I want to try and clear some of those. My second New Year's resolution is I got this phrase from Next Level Painting. If you're watching this, thank you so much. It's the expression "be brave," which is what he means by that is don't sit there thinking, oh, I can't do that, so I won't bother. Give it a go. You probably noticed on my windowsill when I was showing you all my sprays, there was some acetone-free nail varnish remover, and somewhere else, which I can't find at the moment, I've got a big tub of Surgical Spirit. In other words, if it all goes wrong, I know how to strip the paint off and start again. Somewhere I've got a couple of wings from the Archeon. They didn't come out as I wanted, so I stripped the paint off. And then somebody wanted a demonstration on how to use some particular paints, some watercolours. So I used those wings as a demonstration. But I used like a yellow because of the contrast. It was black primer. So I wanted to show how the transparency of the paint. So I used something absolutely ridiculous. So obviously that had to come off. And it's brilliant because now I can strip paints. So one of the issues that I think is I've got all these different things that I want to do, and there's no order to anything I'm doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is introduce some order, and I'm going to do that in the form of a schedule. So if you just heard a psst in the background, I've got an air freshener, and every 9 minutes or something, it little scent of fresh. It's absolutely brilliant. It's really concentrated. It fills the whole room. So all the various projects that I'm doing, I want to, where I can go live, I'll do things live, and I'm trying to get into the live broadcast. That's something that needs sorting out. The internet connection at the moment isn't very good. My landlord provides the internet, but I've said to him that I'm quite prepared to get my own internet connection. So that will probably be a couple of weeks before we sort anything out. So I want to get into live broadcasting. I also want to get into the YouTube updates. This might make you laugh. I've just learned today. Let's have a little look. You can't see this, but I've just uploaded a video under um, the scheduling options. So it's midnight on Sunday. I've uploaded a video which shouldn't be visible because it shouldn't come out until 12 o'clock. Obviously, by the time you're watching this video, it would already have come out because I'm making this video to publish later on. So what I'm going to do is the software that I've got, it's got an automatic option to stream, but you can also record. So what I'm actually going to do is that's that bit where I've put there we go, cut this before publishing. I'm going to change that to an image. You know, when people stream, sorry, I'm kind of getting too comfy in my chair. When people do these live streams, you get these screens come up and it says, oh, we will be here soon. I'm going to go with that instead of the cut this before publishing. Then I'm going to take it off, go black, and then go through, so that the live stream have got something a little bit more professional to look at. And then once I've streamed, I can then use that recording. I can then edit the recording, and then I can use that for my YouTube uploads. So I can work on all sorts of kinds of projects. Anyone that subscribes to my Twitch channel can see them as they come out, but obviously they're not getting the whole raw thing. And then the releases can come out on scheduled days. So if, for example, you're interested in the product reviews that I do, but you're not interested in the budget painting that I'm doing, you'll know that on this particular day, this is going to come out that interests you, but on another particular day, something's going to come out like that you're not going to be interested in or isn't relevant to you. So that's how I'm going to try and do. So I've penciled in a weekly timetable. I'm thinking about doing uploads at noon. Now obviously it's going to be quite difficult to get everything set up because I'm going to have to do the video well in advance, and some things are going to be slightly more time sensitive. My budget videos, I can make them 10 years in advance if I want, but things like responses to topic of the week, that needs to be done fairly rapidly. So I'm going to get these videos made up, get them put onto the hard drive, get them uploaded to YouTube on scheduling, but obviously the Twitchers can see it as it's done. So here's my penciled idea of my YouTube. It's always going to be under review. I may, for example, have done too much, and then I'll have to cut back. So we'll start off on a Monday, and Monday is going to be my budget painting. It's a series that I'm going to start in the next few weeks, and essentially it's going to be starting from nothing, with quite a small budget. We're going to be starting to learn how to paint, introducing new techniques, buying more products, but obviously because there's not a lot of money, we're going to have to, I'll give you a sneak preview actually. I'm going to have to take the microphone off, bear with me. So here you go guys, you saw it here first. I have a box of soldiers. They're not particularly good, but they cost me £1. They're quite small, but I don't know what happened there. That's not even moulded very well. So look, I'll compare them to these parts of Nurglings that I've done. So they're slightly taller than the Nurgling, but they're paintable. So for learning, I mean, these are 80 for a pound, so these cost £1, 1.5 pence each. What's that? 2 cents. If I buggered that up, don't care. So there you go. I've got 79 left now. I'm sure it'll be in the bedroom somewhere. I'll find that. So it's just really a case of looking for things, having to make do until you can get to the point where you can buy something like that. Because that's one of the issues that I found with painting is you see all these videos and you go, oh yeah, you just get this and you get that and you get that, and you see, you know, I mean, I was painting some Nurglings this morning. Now you saw how many paints I've got so many, but I've only really ever painted Chaos Khorne, so Nurgle is quite new to me, and there was one particular colour I actually don't own it. Not a problem, because I'll go out and buy it and it's about £3, and because I've not got anything else to buy this week, that's my weekly spend, £3. This week I've spent £50 because I just bought a box. Well, I bought these actually to start collecting Nurgles. Didn't need to buy them. I've got so much stuff to do. I've got Archaon to paint. So right, so Monday would be a budget, and I've picked Monday because, well, the day of the week is irrelevant really, but I figure most people are getting paid on a Friday, either weekly or monthly. So, you know, maybe you've gone out for the weekend, you've not got a lot of money left. You wake up Monday morning and go, oh my God, I've not got saved any money. But then the people I'm aiming this for are the kind of people that get paid whenever they get paid. I've said too much, but I'll explain it later. So Tuesday, I've already uploaded this, so I don't mind showing you. I bought this part work. This one is a London bus. I've also, and again, this is sneak preview. I bought Marvel Universe figurine collection, and it comes with a figure. Now the usual price at £8.99 is quite a lot of money for a magazine. This one's priced at £2.99 because obviously it's issue 1. I'm pretty sure it said issue 2 was cheaper. So basically, you know, people buying part work, they're buying them for because they want what comes with it. So, and I looked at it, and obviously I couldn't see right inside at the time. I've not even opened this. I'm not going to open it. So issue 1 comes with Spider-Man, and let me switch to this camera. Right, so I know it's hard to see. There is some detail, but I'm going to examine that in better detail. And I thought, if you've got three routes I can go. One is I just buy it, chuck it on the shelf, and it looks nice, and then you know, I could put it on a shelf there and it'll be my background. Secondly, it'll just be that bad that I'm just not going to buy anymore. It's that's cost me £2. But the other thing I thought was, that's £9. You buy a hero model from Age of Sigmar and it's 18. So is there any reason why I couldn't paint that? So that was something I was going to look at doing, but Yeah, basically on a Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a part work or two. And the format that I've chosen for doing that, you'll see that I've already got my London Routemaster first one up, and that's a much longer video. It's about 50 minutes, and it's 50 minutes because it's a product review as well as building. Whereas from part 2 onwards, it will just be right. Here's the magazine. Let's have a little flick, and then let's get on with building. I might even split it into two, so that you've got one going through the magazine, and the other video will be building. But I just thought doing the part work, that'll be a nice little break for me from doing everything else. Wednesday's going to be a projects day. So it'll be, for example, there you go, Nurglings. I mean, the Nurglings I'm doing at the moment, they're a dry run. So what I'll do is I will paint something, and I will stick with it until its completion. So you'll get, like, it might be done over 10 parts or 5 parts or 3 parts, depending on what the model is. And it'll just be like, well, first of all, we lay this base colour down, and then we do this wash, and then this layer, we dry brush, whatever. And then once we finish that particular model, we'll start on something else. And then over time, it will build up a catalogue of things. Thursday will be product reviews. I've picked Thursday because one of the products that I get will be Acid Drop, which tends to come Tuesday or Wednesday. And that's one of the ones I want to get out quite quick. So I'll do a little unboxing. Unboxings will class as products. Oh, neighbours are in again. So yeah, Thursday is going to be products day. And a lot of things aren't going to be that's time sensitive, so I can't think of anything that I would do a product review on, but there you go. So I could do a video on these as a product review. It can sit in the archives, so if I've got nothing to release that week, maybe the asset box drop was 3 weeks ago and I've got nothing else, I can then release that one. Friday is going to be tutorials, and this is going to tie in with my projects and budget. It's like painting. It'll be like painting 101. Now a lot of these tutorials will already be out there, but it'll still be an extra perspective on it. So the early ones will be, I mean, I've just released one on zenithal highlighting, and there's loads of videos. One will be, the next one might be basic painting, so how to paint, you know, thinning your paints and using palettes, etc. Then there'll be one on washes, there'll be another one on layering, and then obviously once we've covered all the basics, they'll become more advanced, dry brushing, conversions, and they will tie in with the projects and budget, because what I want to do is I want to get on with doing. So if there's an element, there you go. Look, so if I'm doing right, so maybe I'm doing something with wings. So I want to dry brush the wings, and what I want to do is go, right, well, you get this colour and then you dry brush it, and then I can go, if you don't know how to dry brush, and then I can link my video on dry brushing. Saturday is going to be chats and discussions. So there could be topic of the week, which I want to respond to. Vince Venturella does a wonderful topic of the week. Sometimes his topic of the week isn't relevant to me, or it's not something I'm into. I think this, as I'm recording this, the topic of the week is Sisters of Cain. Got to be honest with you, I think it's more of a 40k thing. It's certainly not anything to do with anything that I paint. And because I don't play very often, it's not anything I've come across. So it's something that I will research, but obviously by the time I finish researching it, we'll be on to the next topic. It could just be as simple as here I am releasing this video about my hobby setup. It could be an update video. I may come up with my own question. So I might say to you, well, what do you think about conversions? Do you think they're naff? Do you think they're exciting? Whatever. And then that brings me up to Sunday, which is going to be a free paint session, free paint for me. So I'm basically going to do a live stream. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a live stream. I'm just going to be doing whatever I want to do. It'll be like my day off. A day off from my day off. And the reason I've done that on a Sunday is it tends to be a day off for most people. It's a relaxing day. It's because I work as a bus driver. My job is 7 days a week. It's almost round the clock. I could be starting at 5 in the morning. I could be doing a shift that finishes 11 o'clock at night. So what I tend to find is that if I set any particular time, although most of my shifts at any particular day finish by about 8 o'clock, I still can't set certain times, even if I'm finished. If I'm on an early shift, I've set things for say 9 o'clock. When I'm on a 7 o'clock start, that's not a problem. But if I'm on a 5 o'clock start the next morning, well, I can't stay up till 9 in the morning. Sunday is a day that I've always wrote off, except for 1 week in 10. And then all I can do is say, sorry guys, there won't be a free paint session next week because I'm working. But again, even then, that depends on my shift. I might get an early shift and I can paint in the afternoon. So it's something that's not, I mean, I'm still going to be doing sessions during the week. From when I'm recording the pre-recorded videos, I'll be putting them up, I'll be doing those live. So they'll pop up all over the time at irregular places. So I've waffled on for a long time, as I always do. I'm going to bring this video to a close. Feel free to comment. Is there anything you'd like me to do that isn't already covered by the areas that I've done? Bearing in mind that I can't do everything. So, you know, I'm hoping that by the time I teach, there's some advanced techniques that I don't know about yet. I'm not good at. But I'm hoping that by the time I need to get to those stages, that I'll actually be quite good at it. So, fingers crossed. Do you think I'm overdoing some of these things? Like the tutorials, do you think there's enough tutorials out there that my tutorials wouldn't be welcome? Or that they wouldn't add anything to the existing content? I mean, a good idea. I'll give you an example. I was watching 3 different videos on doing Nurgle skin, and every single video was different. And these, you see that there are 4 different colours. 4 different colours are there. And what it is the skin of one has come from one video, the skin from another has come from somewhere else, and then the skin of another. And then if you look at the box on the box art from Games Workshop, you can see that they're all the same colour, and it doesn't actually. It's funny, it don't tell you what colour to paint them. Although the Herald is painted in Deathwell Forest, and then you've got some Zandri Dust Plague Drones. So there's a fifth way of painting them, and then someone else did a video and they've gone, oh, paint them different colours. So what I've done is I've looked at different videos, but I've taken the idea of doing them different colours, but I've taken the different skin tones from different videos. So that's something for discussions. What colour should you paint a completely made up fantasy creature that has no actual, if you've got a human, I mean, look at my skin tone. That's a common skin tone. So you look at everybody in the world, you can't do it bright red and say that's a human, because the bright red skin just doesn't exist. But with a case of a fantasy, it's like the discussion I always get drawn into, which isn't much of a discussion. What exact shade of green is an orc? And I've seen films with white orcs, I've seen them with black, and I've seen every shade of green going, and they all look wonderful. And then I'm told that the older an orc gets, the darker the skin gets, so that changes things again. So, right, are my videos going to be welcome? Because a lot of them are going to repeat subjects that already exist. Because I'm using keywords on my YouTube videos, I found, like for example, when I uploaded the Rootmaster video and I checked it, YouTube do like a list of recommended what to watch next, and it actually led me to some documentaries. So I think my videos will have value because then they help link to other. If I did Nurgle skin and I typed Nurgle skin GW Citadel into the keywords, that then leads me to other videos. And this is how I've ended up subscribing to so many videos, not just people who advertise their channels, but because they've put good keywords in, it's then come up what to watch next, and I've gone, oh yeah, right, yeah, and I like his videos. So it's maybe if my videos just exist just to help others, does that work? Is there anything that particularly excites you? Anything that you think wouldn't be, I'm going to be honest with you, and this is going to come out the wrong way, I'm not interested in what doesn't interest you personally, but I'd be interested in knowing what you think wouldn't interest the hobby, because obviously I'm trying to get a broad audience, and there are things like, I've already said about Vince Venturella's discussion of the week, topic of the week. Some of them aren't relevant to me, some of them are very relevant to me. So is there anything I'm doing that you think would have no value to the hobby, or might even be detrimental to the hobby? Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once here. Here we are. So yeah, tell us your thoughts. Start that one again. Tell us your thoughts, and if there's anything that you think I could do to help the hobby more. Maybe there's a subject matter that's not been included. Do you think I've given myself enough time to do? So obviously one of the ideas of doing this free paint session on a Sunday is so that I can clear some of the things that I've started. I've still got my own personal needs. I need to paint the things that I want to paint. But yeah, so that's hopefully. Oh, and obviously it's getting things together. I want to improve the lighting in here, perhaps get some strip lights, get these little LED lights on, like it's lights on sellotape basically, and then I can stick them in various places, maybe get some mirrors in, so obviously use the mirrors to help light areas. It's just ideas I've got. I mean, my computer stand, I've made that out of 2 bits of wood screwed together. But what it does is it helps prop my laptop up, because I use a wireless keyboard. I don't use the keyboard on the laptop. So the laptop is quite literally only a computer monitor. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there because I did say I was into half an hour, and now I'm into nearly 40 minutes. In fact, by the time I put the beginning on, it's all going to be beyond that. So yeah, I haven't set a timetable for bringing this out. Obviously, I need to get some videos put together, and I need it all to kind of filter through. So I think that the channel organization, I'm going to aim it for beginning of March or end of February, beginning of March. That gives me 4 to 6 weeks to get things sorted out, get some content backlogged. In the meantime, I'm just going to carry on doing videos of whatever takes my fancy. There will be an asset drop video probably about Wednesday or Thursday, because I know they're being posted on Monday because I asked this morning. I'm hugely excited about that because this is their 4th month of existence, and this will be my 3rd asset drop box. But they brought out a new box called Heroes or something. They've renamed their main box Discovery because it's all about discovering new paints. So I hope you don't mind me smoking on video. I know it's a disgusting habit, but it's one of my few bad habits. But yeah, they brought this new one out where you get a figure, a couple of paints. I found the guy to be, his research is pretty good, so obviously I think the paints that come with this model is going to be relevant to that model, whether it be skin tones or something to paint the cloak with or whatever. So I know I've got that one coming out. I don't know when the next bus one is going to be coming out because I don't know when issue 2 is coming out. Watch the video. I had good fun putting it together, and it was actually nice to not have to paint. It was surprisingly good quality. When things are sitting behind clear plastic, it can only look so good. Once you see it in real life, you're like, okay, this is really good. But what you tend to find with Partworks is they'll bring out part 1, although it's a weekly magazine. The part 1 might sit on the shelves for say a month because it gives more time for people to see it and buy it. Because obviously, like, if you've missed, how many times have you seen Partworks at say part 4 and you go, oh, I'd have liked to have got that, but I haven't got part 1, so there's no point in me starting it now. So that's why they bring part 1s out, and they're out longer. More organisation to do in the room. As you see, it's an absolute mess, but it's got some basis to it now. So I might do another channel update video. So I'm starting on some project videos. And I'm going to be doing some of my own stuff, try and get some backlog cleared, and then see if I can use, because obviously anything that I've started, like for example I've got a Korgoroth here which needs finishing off. I can't use that for tutorial, well, I can't use it for tutorial on painting Korgoroths because I've already begun it, but there might be some techniques that I might be able to use for the tutorials, which I can use, because obviously, like, if you do an edge highlighting, you excuse me, there we go, I can see a bit already. So painting, if I want to do one on painting plants, I can do that little bit of tree by his leg, so that's fine. So I'll see if I can clear any of my old stuff off and use them for tutorials. So I'll leave it there, guys, because it's getting late. And you have a good weekend or rest of the week, depending on when you're watching this. Bye bye.